So I've always been fascinated by interactions between iOS and Android users as to why they're not going to switch to the other platform. So let's take a look at this tweet from Holly. iPhone users, what's stopping you from switching to Android? Self-respect and taste. Damn.
Damn.
That's from iCave Dave. So I guess that's from a die-hard Apple fan. I'm gonna go with at least 25 IQ points. Oh, you think you're smart? That's a very ridiculous response.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I've never lost a contact, photo, song, password, or message since switching to Apple in 2012. I still have access to everything. I don't know one single Android user who can say the same. Well, Ishka, you're looking at one. I have all the photos I took from my first Android phone in 2014 that were backed up to Google Photos. Same thing with the contact situation. So, yeah, that's not a very good argument, but good one. Oh, a clapback. Since 2010 on Android, I haven't lost a single thing. That's what I said. There's a lot of Android users who have similar experience. Egoistic attachment to the perception created by Apple that the iPhone is the best smartphone. Now, while that might be true, I think the majority of iPhone users are using an iPhone primarily because that's the only smartphone they've used. Their first smartphone was an iPhone. All their friends and family members use an iPhone. So they just use an iPhone. And when they want to upgrade, they don't even consider other options because that's all they've ever known. Fragmentation. Okay, the fragmentation is a good argument. It creates quite a lot of options. I would say too many options and too many divisions within the Android software itself. Consistency, reliability, and resale value. Consistency, Android smartphones is just as consistent. Reliability, they're just as reliable. Resale value, yes, the resale value on iPhones is just absolutely ridiculous. OS safety, privacy, and usability. This guy's funny. You're talking about privacy while using a smartphone with internet access. On the internet. Yeah, that's not happening, buddy. If you want to be private, don't use a smartphone. The video quality. Dominic, I agree with you on that one. I'm recording this video on my iPhone, and I bought the iPhone primarily because I wanted better video qualities when I've uploaded my videos. Now, don't get me wrong, the video quality on my Samsung phone is plenty good on the phone. The moment you upload the video to any social media platform, it just tanks the quality. I don't know why that happens, but I switched to iPhone after 9 years on Android, switching right back in a year or so. Too many missed features, and I personally prefer the usability with my previous Samsung phone. The usability on Android phones is just better. A back button. You can swipe down from the home screen to access your notifications and quick settings. On the iPhone, you have to reach the top right corner to get the quick control panel on the iPhone and to get the notifications. The top left corner on the bigger phones, that's a pain in the ass. To go back, you have to reach all the way to the left side to use the swipe back. That is annoying. Okay, coming from my Samsung phone, I found that very frustrating. I want software support for more than 6 months and an ecosystem that just works with my iPhone. I can't have the same phone for 5+ years with no ecosystem and software support issues. Well, I hate to break it to you, but the Samsungs and Google Pixels of the world now offer 7 years of software update. So that argument is out the window. I like how my iPhone just works and I don't have to reboot it often when there's an issue. Well, Alicia, that's your experience, but from my experience, I have the 15 Pro Max. I've had it for over a month, just a little bit over a month, and I've had to reboot it about 4 or 5 times because sometimes it just freezes and stutters. I'm trying to type a message. I'm trying to respond to a message and the keyboard just stutters all the way up. I struggle to type the message, hit send, and it stutters all the way back down. It's annoying. And because sometimes it happens, not all the time, of course, but I've had to reboot it to solve that problem. So, yeah, no phone is perfect. It doesn't, the idea that the iPhone never stutters, never struggles, that's false. Why switch when I can own both? That's exactly what I'm doing. Have my Samsung Galaxy and my iPhone. Perfect combination, the best of both worlds. Honestly, the ecosystem on Android, we just prefer Apple environment. That's fine, that's a fair argument. Being an adult, how does Android stop you from being an adult, American dad? Do you want your phone to just work, or do you want to play with your phone like it's a toy? That's actually not a bad way to sum up the argument of choosing an iPhone or an Android. Mostly the Android part. Android is great until it's not, and then you're like, I'd rather just have my iPhone back. Maybe that's you, but I've never experienced that. Android is a mess, and some flavors of it have multiple gallery, camera, and files app, among other UI inconsistencies. Stock Android is a way for an advertising company to siphon your entire life's data. If you're gonna call out Samsung, just do it directly. You don't have to be indirect.
If you want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
But yes, the duplicate applications can be quite frustrating. And I know Samsung isn't the only one that does that. I think Xiaomi and Huawei also do something in that regard. But you can delete them. You can delete the ones you don't want. And for Google siphoning your data, I disagree with that from the phone. If you don't allow them, of course. When you give the option for an app to track, or for Apple to track what's going on your iPhone, they're taking your data as well. So everybody's taking your data, my guy or girl, loony. I can't tell if that's a guy or a girl, but whatever.